Hey, in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can start creating the life that we desire to live. And if you haven't watched my video already, I'll attach it somewhere, talking about the one thing that you need to master. And in that video, I talk about mastering the art of engaging in the present. And so this is a continuation of that conversation. And one of the things that I mentioned in that video is determining your core values. You can really start to create the life that you want to see once you know what your core values are. Now, let's break this down and let's get super practical with this because here's my desire. By the end of this video, you will have an exercise and a direction to start moving forward and becoming the architect of the life that you want to build. So, first of all, let's look at what you currently value. How do you even assess what you currently value? Well, a lot of the times we don't realize this, but where we're spending our time and our energy is a good indicator as to what we currently value. So take a look and just start listing off everything that you are devoting your attention to. Where is your attention going? Is it watching this YouTube video? Is it towards your family, your pets, your profession? What is that for you? Where is your attention going? List off everything. And it could be even 5 minutes at the grocery store, wandering through the aisles because you don't know what to eat. But get very familiar and become very aware of what you're spending your time on. Where is your attention going? List it out. And once you see the list in front of you, start to determine, are these things that I want to be spending my attention on? Do I value these things? Why am I even doing these things? Start asking yourself some questions and just get curious about the list that you just created. That's the first step. And to take it a little bit further, start asking yourself, what is my ultimate hope with giving this my attention? So let me give you an example. I did this exercise and I was watching a certain genre of YouTube videos. And I was spending a lot of attention there, a lot of focus there, and a lot of time there. And what I realized was I wasn't necessarily seeking the information in those videos. I was seeking the feeling that was attached or the feeling that was a result of me watching those videos. And I started to learn some things about myself. And eventually, what I was seeking in those videos became one of my core values. And I'll share that with you in a moment. So that's a great place to start. Start looking at your attention, your time, your energy. Where are you investing it now? And determining, do I want to continue to invest it with my new core values that I'm going to discover? Okay. So second step, start doing some pre-writing. What are some of the values that you want to have? Now, I've done this exercise with a group of people. I've done this exercise individually. And one of the questions that came up in the group exercise was this: do I write down the values that I currently have, or do I write down the values that I want to have in the future? Well, if we're building the best life that we want to live and the most ideal life, I would encourage you to put down those core values that you want to start working towards, that you want to start building around. So start listing off, what are some of your core values currently? Write them down. There isn't a limit to this. Just get creative, just brainstorm, start writing it down. And after you've done everything that you can on your own, go ahead and jump online and Google core values list and find a list that you can start pulling from now. I would encourage you to get a list and print it off. I don't have mine right here, but print off a list and go through and cross off everything that doesn't resonate with you. And then circle everything that does and start to whittle it down. And as you break it down, try to get it down to a list of 10, maybe 15 to 10, because the next step, you're going to start looking at themes and grouping. Whittle that list down, start to identify, can I pack some of these core values together? Can I take some of these things and determine a common theme so that I can start crafting out my list of core values? And once you whittle it down, whatever number feels good to you, I wouldn't have a huge list because this is something that you're going to want to memorize. This is something that you're going to start filtering your life through. So you want to make it memorable. But once you've determined what those core values are and some of those themes, start putting it together in kind of like a list or a mission statement. And some ways to do that is to get creative with the names and then creating a tagline and then creating a description underneath each one. Let me just read one to you, okay? One of mine, after I went through a practice like this, uh, I realized that one of my core values, I really value freedom. And once you determine what your core values are, you also want to define them because those words mean different things to different people. So for me, freedom, I put create without limits, live without restriction. And then underneath it, I wrote encouraging me to embrace independence and authenticity and to follow my curiosity without external restrictions. So that's a core value for me. What is a core value for you? Let me read one more to you. Let's go with this one. Another core value that I discovered that I want to start building my life around is experience. I love experiences. But underneath experience, I wrote seek joy, wonder, and beauty in every step. This is a call to savor the rich moments of life, finding delight and discovery in everything around me. And here's my heart. After watching this video and after thinking about the things that we've talked about in this video, my heart is that you would walk away with your core value statements so that you can start building the life that you want to build. And that's when the magic really starts to happen. But here's the thing. I don't want you to do it from a place of starting up here. Okay? We could think this thing through and try to think it through logically and still miss some of the things are right here. So I would encourage you before you even start to engage with this exercise, before you even start to think about the core values, probably the most important thing is to get out of your head and into your heart and connect with your true self. There are many ways to do this. Breath work is one of them. I will we won't get into that. that will take us off path. But what I'll do is I'll link somewhere below somebody that has been an inspiration for me in breath work. I don't know her personally. I just love her YouTube channel, so I'll connect you to that. But get out of the head, into the heart, and start asking some great questions around what are my core values. Because here's the thing: once you determine what those are, and you start applying them to your day-to-day, you start applying them to how you schedule your life, you start applying them to creating the life that you desire, you are going to find some of the greatest alignment that you've ever had in your life. And when you can live truly aligned, you will enjoy the life that you're living. You guys have a great day. I hope this helps you on your journey.